Okay, so what if I want to do a little bit more with my titles? I've got, or anything for that matter. I guess this would transfer into anything, but we're going to do it on the title for this example. So in my effects and presets palette, I'm just going to choose something out of the distort here. Let's do blobby lies. I'll drop that onto our piece, and you can see it gives it a little transformation. And so let's start back at the beginning of when we have it here. Let's let's twirl down all of the options here. Looks like we can change what property changes. We can change the cutaway, so we could animate that on and off. We can animate the softness, which looks like it sharpens up at 100 and gets all distorted at a smaller number. Change the light that's affecting it. Alright, so I'm going to back up here a little bit. Change the light intensity. Let's see what that does. Kind of grays it out. Alright, so I think I'm going to keyframe in this softness. So I'm going to start my timer here, and I'm going to move forward a little bit. I'm going to make this 100. Let's see how that plays out. We'll do a preview here. Alright, this is what our preview looks like. Ooh. It looked like magic to me. Alright, so we can actually, now we've got this extra effects information down here underneath our piece, and see here's our blobby eyes, and it mimics this effects control up here. So we can see our blobbiness. We've got our keyframes for our blobbiness. So I'm going to copy this keyframe, and I'm going to paste this at the end, and then I'm going to copy this keyframe and paste it here at the end so that it does the same effect out, and we can combine this with our opacity. So I'm going to go back to my first keyframe for blobbiness and start my opacity. Go to my next keyframe for blobbiness, make another keyframe, go back to the first frame, 0% opacity, and so now it's not only fading on, it's also blobbyizing on. And we'll copy that keyframe for 0, go to our last keyframe there, copy our keyframe for 100%. Go to that keyframe there. And so now we've got a transition in and a transition out. Alright, so that's one way to do animated titles. You could also get rid of all of that stuff here. You could also create a mask. Okay, so we go to Layer, Mask, New Mask, and it adds this this yellow box around the layer that we're masking. And so if you click on it or click off on it, you should be able to click on each one of these handles here and move them around. So let's go back to our first frame, and also Command left and right allow me to go one frame at a time. So let's reveal this it's magic as he opens his hands. So to do that, I think we first need to move it up a little bit. And so this would be the frame where the reveal happens. I'm going to mask this in. And I grab my pen tool, and this allows me to make Bezier points. Although my Bezier points aren't looking fantastic right now. You can also hold your mouse down on the pen tool and get your convert vertex, which allows you to add more Bezier curves. Do this really quick, and I'll probably speed this up when this is playing back. And let's call it about there. All right, so that's our first mask for one frame. We can create these animated masks. So we're going to make, I'm going to twirl down on our masks effects area, and we're going to click on mask path. And so what this is going to do, this is going to watch all of these keyframes and how they move over a series of frames. So I'm going to move back, command left, and then I just modify my mask. Whoop. Modify my mask points. All right, so now I've got my mask animated. Let's take a look at a RAM preview of that. Okay, so maybe I also want the position to change or the scale to change of my text while I do this. So let's make timers for both the position and the scale, and move forward to where the reveal is and make keyframes for both. Go back to 0.1. And then so maybe we want to remove our mask completely on this frame, and you can also change your mask to be inverted so it shows the opposite of what you were masking. You can, rather than invert it, you can say it subtracts, which seems to do invert as well. Intersect seems to do the same as none. Anyway, I invite you guys to play around with each one of these. So say here at the end, add. That's the default is add. So say here at the end, I want the text to just be revealed. So let's create a mask expansion on that frame of 200 pixels. That should give me more than enough. And so on the frame before that, we want a mask expansion of 0 pixels. And so what this does is that once we hit this frame, my mask grows 200 pixels wider, revealing all of the extra stuff that was masked.